First of all, this is the configuration of our standard vise. A vise body, and then here are 4 brackets and a pair of positioning pieces. There are also 5 wrenches and a pair of aluminum work jaws. Next, let's introduce its use function. Let's start with the accessories. This is one of our torque wrenches. The torque wrench is mainly used to place bows and arrows in this place. Then let our dart industry be precisely stressed, this kind of non-standard key. Because sometimes this place may have thickness, accuracy, or deformation if you use a torque wrench. It can make our collusion precise. The second one is our socket wrench. If it is a regular socket wrench, is it a regular one? It is routinely used for branch use. The third one is one of our wrenches. Hex wrench. What does it do? It is used to elastic the base behind us. Adjust the front and rear movement of the movable osteotomy. Now let's do an actual demonstration. It is to shrink the 2 top wires at these 2 ends. Both sides. Okay, our 5-inch vise is only available on one side. Other pliers are available on both sides. After retracting this, we can adjust one of its blessing bands back and forth when we adjust the range we need. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some silk on both sides of this thing. After tightening, he has one of these details that needs to be paid attention to. This is a top disc. This top silk and this surface. It must be flat or the top silk is a little lower than this surface. After adjustment, you can twist it back and forth. Then the fourth wrench. It's used to disassemble and assemble our quick change jaws. Can be removed quickly. Put it again. If it is tightened, just use this rectangle to tighten it. Then, for example, over time, maybe a little bit laggy. You need to use this short one at this time. This place is very strong and easy to disassemble, so it can be disassembled. Oh, this is our 5th gadget, fixed torque wrench. It is also used to disassemble and assemble one of our second bag jaws. Then he is different from this wrench in that, when he tightens, he's going to have that click wait good. When he tightens it, there will be this split fork. It means that this press block is tight. In this case, he will be able to prevent this slippery wire if this bracketing screw. Make him live longer. Then there is another function. Is it our positioning button? What about this positioning button? Is there a positioning groove on this side of our vise? There is this positioning slot in this place. Is this positioning button installed like this? The next is our 4 combined presses. For combination platings. When we install it, it can be installed in this base groove on both sides. And then what follows is an expansion slot for our armor tooth range. What about this expansion slot? It is used to increase the blessing range of our vise. Let's say we didn't make enough of the original incision. Isn't it enough to form after pulling it to the maximum? Then we add this expansion incision. This is our extended serrated incision. We make a display. Just before installing this expansion incision, you need to loosen this screw. This is a snail. After loosening it, we screw new screws. Take this screw and shrink this off. Lock this up. It's fine in this one. We do it. Give it an effect display. For example, did you see it? This is so dragged. Then after adding the extended incision, its blessing range can be increased by more than 100 millimeters. So that's what an extended incision is for. Then it has another function that is very important. There is a special point about our vise. That's him, the teeth are not very upturned. For example, we make products with flatness requirements. For example, this thickness is still relatively wide, it's relatively thin. This can be easily achieved within 2 wires of flatness with our pliers. The next is how to use our quick change shallow mouth type. Is this a serrated jaw that comes standard with our vise? It has teeth here. Can it be used to clip off here? Rotate 180 degrees. This is smooth, no steps. This surface can be used to hold concentrate, because it can be rotated 180 degrees to install and use. Take this side off too. What about this zigzag structure? It can clip less, but the clip is steady. It can prevent the parts from flying during processing. And then, when we do the second process of this collusion, need to wash your hair. At this time, we can catch this aluminum money mouth. As for this incision, it can be installed and used directly without any processing. The efficiency of changing the structure is very high. Oh, that's it. And this is one of our shallow mouths. There are all kinds of this specification. Like this incision, it can be used in combination. For example, this one is wide, this one is narrow. It can be used in combination. Are we the one making these non-standard parts? To this non-standard, one effect of one incision for the piece. This is done here. Then rotate 180 degrees. Can be installed and used again. He assembles and disassembles. What about this shallow mouth? What is one good thing about him? There is no limit to this length. You make a display. It can move this end down. If it's that short, it can also be installed and used directly. Brushed. For example, like this front, he can rotate 180 degrees. Android use. After the imitation here is used up, if only half, the other side can continue to use. Rotate 180 degrees. That's fine, and then make a display. It has been used here. Then turn 180 degrees, and you can wash another hairstyle. Make the most of shallow mouth. This incision can then be repositioned for use. Let's do another demonstration. If this incision is to be used for repeated positioning, just add a chip in the middle. Let's say there's an incision like this. Put a 5mm wood eliminating putty in the middle. This is not done. If he didn't do it, he would. Can be moved to the left and right. After it is done, located in this direction. Can do a repeated positioning armor so that if we make steel parts, we can use steel shallow puts. Let's say we make aluminum parts like this. Then we can use this aluminum shallow mouth. If we need repeated positioning of this superficial group, then this shallow mouth preferably needs finishing. This noodle is old and processed. This is the special knife washer we provide to wash this delicate incision. This incision can also be washed. We can make use of our own scraps, because it's not limited to the length of this incision. So just take one axillary tail washing knife. This leaf tail can be placed on our arc pliers